E-waste today has become one of the fastest growing waste streams across the world. Studies indicate that over $14 billion of metal are extracted every year from electronic waste. Within India, e-waste will touch 1.72 million metric tons by 2020. Another e-waste study found that e-waste in India from computers alone will rise by about 500% over 2007 levels by the year 2020. Attero is India's largest electronics asset management company. Since its inception, Attero has been working to ensure a more sustainable future while maximizing the value of all electronic assets post their primary life cycle, promoting eco-friendly recycling, refurbishing and reuse. Attero, with its patent-pending technology, is the only company globally which is setting up low-cost decentralized facilities to extract pure metals from end-of-life electronics in an environmentally safe and responsible manner. When Attero was launched in 2008, there was no one in the arena who had the technology to process e-waste in a responsible manner. E-waste from consumers would either end up in landfills or with scrap dealers who processed e-waste in unsafe and environmentally polluting manner. Attero started off as an idea and a PowerPoint presentation and has now culminated into a full-fledged recycling operation with a 100,000 square feet state-of-the-art recycling facility and a pan-India reverse logistics network. An ISO 9011-4001, 18001 and E-Steward and R2 compliant company. Attero has won several awards for its innovation and contribution to the environment. Top OEMs and corporate clients from numerous different sectors have tied up with Attero for eco-friendly disposal of their e-waste. Attero's reverse logistics network is the largest and most extensive setup in India, ensuring efficient e-waste collection from any location across the country. Spread over 23 states with bulk e-waste collection facilities from over 500 cities and 25 warehouses, this network handles reverse logistics for all electronic assets, right from end-of-life to refurbishable electronics to seconds inventory, moving more than 20 lakh pounds of electronic assets per month.
The biggest benefit what a company sees or what Videocon sees is to achieve the objective of company in making that greener initiative, and it is with a fraction of cost, because if Videocon implements everything on their own, then the cost is very high. And in this initiative, because we are working with Attero, and in fraction of cost, we are managing and we are complying with all regulations.
The electronic assets collected from various sources pan-India is sent to Attero's processing facilities, the largest and oldest one being located in Roorkee. Each item that reaches Attero Recycling plant is barcoded at source to facilitate tracking and monitoring. Attero's Roorkee facility handles more than 5,000 SKU of assets, including all kinds of IT and brown goods, which are triaged and moved to various sections within the facility through automated processes. The IT equipment brought into Attero is thoroughly cleaned and checked using input quality check or InQC software to determine whether the product has to be sent for dismantling or for refurbishing. In the refurbishing section, hard disk drives are segregated and marked for data sanitization. Data sanitization is carried out using advanced 3-pass methodology to ensure that any sensitive information stored on the hard disk drive is destroyed. After the quality check phase, the IT equipments are forwarded to Attero's OEM grade refurbishing assembly line. Here desktops, laptops, TFT screens, along with other electronic items are refurbished by trained technicians. The refurbishing department at Attero is a sanitized section with ultra-modern prerequisite safety mechanism installed to support a state-of-the-art assembly line style of production. All refurbished products pass through the output quality check section prior to final packaging and barcoding. These finished, refurbished products are marketed under the brand name of GoBall. Products destined for dismantling are forwarded to respective dismantling sections based on product type, such as IT products and brown goods.
All kinds of electronic waste can be recycled in an environmentally friendly manner. As an example, lead and phosphorus from monitors is critical in itself. The technology to make sure that you can recycle brown goods like refrigerators and air conditioners, which contain CFC gas in them, which contain other hazardous metals and materials in them, is also very critical.
Attero's core strength lies in processing e-waste and extracting precious metals from them in the most efficient manner. Attero has developed a unique, innovative and disruptive process which enables it to set up several low-cost facilities all over the world. Attero's PCB recycling plant costs as low as $2 million for a 2,000 tons per annum capacity. On the other hand, other players such as Umicore, Xstrata or Boliden need at least over $100 million of capex to set up a facility viably. So what is this process? Let's look at Attero's methods around PCB inspection, sorting, metal extraction and electro-refining processes developed in-house by Attero, which give it an unmatched competitive edge and a modular, economic and environmentally friendly solution which can be replicated all over the world. PCBs are complex assemblies and comprise of numerous small electronic components. They have significant quantities of metals such as gold, lead, copper and nickel, some of which are toxic in nature and all of which are valuable resources which can be extracted and reused. After the PCBs undergo inspection, they are segregated into 9 different categories based on their components. Once the different types of PCBs have been segregated, they are forwarded to the component removal machine or the CRM. The CRM automatically separates the components on the printed circuit boards, following which they are sent to the shredder. The separated components and printed circuit boards obtained from the component removal machine are passed through the shredder. The shredder is used to reduce the size of particles to enable more effective separation of materials. The shredder consists of a primary shredding system, a ferrous separation system, and an eddy current separator. The shredded circuit boards are then forwarded to the pulverizer. The pulverizer powders the printed circuit boards and with the addition of water turns it into slush. This slush is then moved on to a shaking table which separates the metallic parts from the fiber of the board. The metallic particles are forwarded for further processing and purification, while the powdered fiber from the board is collected and sent for safe disposal to the registered treatment storage and disposal facilities. The crushed metal components and the metal portion of the crushed boards are both forwarded to the proprietary smelter. Attero has innovated on different aspects of smelting, including but not limited to the operating conditions of the smelter and the composition of the flux. The molten metal from the smelter, which primarily consists of copper along with other metals in small quantities, is then poured into high-temperature die casts to produce ingots. Once the metal cools off, the metal ingots are extracted from the die casts and sent for further purification to Attero's electro-refining section. Attero's electro-refining section gives it an unprecedented edge when it comes to extracting even the smallest quantities of precious and semi-precious metals from e-waste and purifying them. Attero has innovated on the electro-refining to ensure highest recovery of metals at the lowest cost. The innovations include, but are not limited to, the dissolution voltages of complex materials and the electrolyte used. The copper ingots obtained from smelting are placed in the electrolytic tank. The ingot dissolves in the electrolyte and copper sticks to the steel anode, while the residue, which includes precious metals such as gold produced from the electrolysis, is collected in bags. The copper deposited on the steel anode during the electro-refining process is then scraped off the anode and collected. The copper obtained through this process is 99.99% pure. The anode slime collected during the electro-refining process is then sent for second smelting stage. A smaller version of the electro-refining tank is used to extract the precious metals such as gold, palladium, and silver. The gold obtained through this process is 99.99% pure. Attero is the second largest producer of gold and the only producer of palladium in India. Attero's facility is equipped with the state-of-the-art pollution control systems to meet stringent World Bank performance and environment standards. Attero also is proud to be a zero-waste water facility. Attero plans to replicate its core innovation across the globe with a capex of $2 million per facility to process and extract precious metals from printed circuit boards.
The Clean E-India initiative
It is not just a feel-good concept.
It's never been tried anywhere across the world.
It is an economic concept.
Very right step in this direction.
It is a financial concept.
More and more initiatives like this would definitely support the cause.
And it is a profit-making concept.
This initiative is to have cleaner and greener earth and healthy India.
The 3 I's are improvement to access, inclusion, and innovation.